This episode of MMA Nuts is brought to you by Hayabusa. Save 20% off with code MARCHNUTS at HayabusAFight.com. UFCStore.com. Get free shipping with orders of $75 or more with code MMA Nuts. Media Temple. Save 33% off hosting for the first 3 months with code MMA. Save 20% off with code MMA Nuts at ProtectAbed.com. DefenseSoap.com. Serious soap for serious athletes. Save 15% off with code MMA Nuts. Hey fans, it's MMA Nuts, episode 283.
283!
My name is Ingo Weigold.
McGrgeor, the MMA show by my fans, for my fans, where we walk the line between serious and ridiculous. I almost missed my cue there. Pooh! Fire it off.
Just barely.
Right now.
I'm a trained professional after like 300 times doing that, maybe more.
Something like that.
I'm surprised. How do you know, by the way, which chair is which? Okay, so
I have a certain, see, yours always has a little tear right here.
Okay. Because I'm wondering if that's ever going to wear out.
I don't know. I've had these fuckers for
you oil that thing?
10, 11, 12 years.
Wow.
They last.
Lazy Boy.
Fuck yeah. Sponsor us, motherfucker.
Are they still a brand? Is that still a thing?
Yeah, I'm not surprised, motherfuckers.
That's right.
So,
awkward silence. Yes. Actually, when you're done drinking, please can I have the bottle opener? I have forgotten to open my
Well, I have to make a correction from last week. So, you know, that Miesha Tate, Holly Holm fight, I thought round 2 was, oh, no way, that's a fucking 10-8. And then everyone online's like, dumbass, go rewatch it. And I rewatched it, like, that's a 10-8 for sure.
Okay.
I don't recall that it being so dominant. When we watched it, it wasn't.
We were drunk.
It might have been. Might give a lie. Might have been.
We had too many beers.
But
kill her!
Kill her, bitch!
Yeah.
Take her head off and put it on a pike.
Like,
I always out for blood.
Yeah, I remember the choke, but I didn't remember it being as dramatic. As
yeah, she got. Well, I didn't realize it was under the chin, and it was under the chin, and she was threatening to finish, and she had 4 minutes and 30 seconds of top time and delivering elbows, and yeah, that was a 10-8 for sure.
Okay.
So I'm wrong. I'll admit it. So moving right along.
He's in, he's out.
That's right. What else is going again?
Nothing. Oh, you know,
Yes.
I will say, I told you last week, I think it was not on the air, about iTunes Music, which I know I'm way late to the game, right? Having like a rough couple weeks, I've been listening to a lot of music, and I decided to check this out. Wow.
How is it?
It's pretty fucking cool. Like you type in anything you want, and it just lets you play it. There's no commercials. There's no skip limits. You can create playlists from anything you want to do. It gives you, like, if you start liking stuff, then it starts to give you suggestions. And then, like, say you like The Who, it might give you, like, influenced by The Who, and then there's a whole playlist created for you. It's pretty amazing. Like, dude, the only bad thing about it is you have to be hooked up to the internet. So, yeah, exactly.
I'm hooked up almost.
No,
all the
I know,
time.
but the one time, so you're thinking, like, this is awesome, right?
Yeah.
What if you're on a plane? You're fucked. Cannot stream iTunes Music. So I don't know. I don't think you can download because I didn't see this option. So they still have their purchase thing where, like, you like the song, you want to buy it because it's yours, you keep it. But I got to say, I think it's like $8.99 a month is the entry price. I don't know. They give you 3 months free to try it. Try it. I mean, if you have an iPhone or something, just check it out. I mean, if you go to, like, the music section, it'll give you that thing, like, do you want to try it? I'm always like, no, fuck you, fuck you, fuck you. I'm like, try it. Literally.
Broke you down.
It's like Pandora on steroids. Or, you know. So
without the ads every 3
ads.
seconds.
No.
Hey, do you have a crooked penis?
Right.
You might have Peyronie's disease.
What the
You
hell
and
is
your
Peyronie?
partner might need to check this out.
What is Peyronie's disease?
I don't know, but apparently I have it because they keep telling me about it.
Nice.
Every other ad, like,
Okay.
thanks, me and my crooked penis, because I like to run into corners with it fully erect to see what will happen.
Yeah, perfect.
Fuck, man.
Yeah, that's my nugget for the week. Check out iTunes Music. I'm sure everyone's like, dude, where the fuck have you been? I know. I'm like way behind.
We're a little bit behind the game, right?
All right.
There's the rest of the world, and then there's the MMA nuts.
Yep.
We are here 24/7. We don't ever leave these fucking lazy boys.
We don't. Sleep here, you know.
They go on the road with us
That's
wherever
right.
we go. You know, this, that. The other
One thing these things do need is wheels and a fucking joystick, and you just drive around.
I've got time.
That would be awesome.
And
Just
the
drive around-
know-how.
around town.
I could totally do that.
You see us on like 83, just doing like 50. He's fucking strapped in, helmet, goggles, like, could have flames shooting out the back.
Shit, yeah.
It'd be perfect.
Like a couple motors up under this motherfucker.
That's right.
Little motorcycle motor.
Yeah, do like 40, 50 miles an hour max, you know? Only bad thing is if you crash.
We're going to need like some sort of a harness and a roll cage.
Yes,
I'm not rolling without a roll cage, that's for sure.
That's right.
And some news?
Yes.
What's going on?
Let's talk about, if you don't mind, the news of the week for me.
Go ahead.
Which is...
What's that?
We said it here, UFC 196 apparently has done 1.5 million pay-per-view buys.
On the spot. That's what we were saying. 1.5.
That's crazy. And because of the fact that they increased the price like a year ago now, this is the highest grossing MMA event in the history of the sport, potentially.
Well, I forgot to mention, too, that last week that we have Comcast in our area, and our friend Brian, they had Comcast over there. They ordered the fight. They couldn't get it because there was so much. He went over to his friend's house that is a Comcast employee, and he called in like, hey, what's going on? They said so many people ordered the pay-per-view in the area that they couldn't deliver it based on bandwidth issues. They weren't able to even watch the fight through fucking cable, so I told them, go to UFC.com and fucking try it there. They were actually able to get it through there, which is weird because you'd think if it was a bandwidth issue, how does the internet work if the cable's not working? But maybe it's a lower quality stream.
Yeah,
not the
perhaps.
HD.
Or something like they have a maximum output rating or something.
But I mean, we saw it too because there were a couple times where it stopped for 10 seconds. Like, no! And we lost the audio for a little bit.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah, I mean, that says something right there.
Maybe that happened during the second round of the Holly Holm Miesha Tate.
It perhaps did.
That 10 seconds makes it 10-9 and 10-8.
It did not.
It did not.
No.
I'm just wrong.
I think it was in the heavyweight fight, actually, is when we had it a couple times. But
it's
crazy, man. So imagine if like, all things are perfect. Could you do a $2 million pay-per-view?
$2 million
$2 million buy pay-per-view, yeah. Could you do that?
They're on pace. I mean, Jesus Christ, we haven't seen these levels since Brock Lesnar, right? Brock I still think it's the highest UFC 100 at 1.6. This has to be the second or third, if
well, it's number 2 by number of buys, but it's number 1 by total grossing. So we'll have to see if they can surpass that. I mean, there are rumors I'm hearing on the webs about a UFC 200 crazy card with, was it Frankie Edgar, McGregor? You got Nate Diaz versus GSP. You have Anderson Silva versus Tim Kennedy. And then what was the other one I was telling you about? I can't remember now, damn it. Rafael Dos Anjos versus Robbie Lawler. They're talking about this as a potential. This is the rumor.
Okay. Well, I see the Rafael Dos Anjos. Well, he said he wants that fight because he lost out on that Conor McGregor money. So I see that. That one makes sense. I don't believe Conor McGregor versus Frankie Edgar is ever going to happen because
who's scary?
We talked about this last week, and his coach, John Kavanaugh, was on the MMA Hour talking about how fighting Jose Aldo probably makes sense because the first fight felt like it wasn't satisfying a finish. It was a 13-second knockout, and then you could fight Frankie Edgar, but Frankie Edgar just lost to Jose Aldo, so probably makes the most sense to fight Jose Aldo. Yeah, no shit. You want a guy who's not going to take it to the ground, who's going to keep it standing, and you've already beating it. It's a much safer fight than fighting Frankie Edgar. And then you have Tim Kennedy versus Anderson Silva. That's a weird fight. I don't want to see it.
I think he doesn't like the whole steroids thing. He's anti-steroids. Although, the military is notorious for giving their
and I think he's taking steroids in the military. And I thought he
admitted to that, I believe, somewhat.
He was on the Rogan podcast, and there was a little gray area there when he was talking about it.
Kind of. I recall something. I don't want to put words in his mouth, but I remember he.
You want to put dicks in his mouth?
Only dicks.
Okay.
Large dicks.
Great.
Black, preferably.
Perfect.
Only black, big dicks.
We'll just turn this into the big black dick show.
That's right.
Not even cocks. We're into dicks now.
Dicks. BBD.
Yes. You can look us up on Xbox.
BBD.
Well, we were at the BBC. What were we? The Better Brew Club?
Better Brew Club. Yeah, we got to do that again. There's no clubs in the
division.
No, not
That's
yet.
A new game.
Maybe later.
And then the last fight, GSP versus Nate Diaz. That's weird.
Why?
That's a weird matchup. Why not his brother? His brother makes more sense. I don't like seeing Nate versus GSP.
Nick's still suspended, isn't he?
Yeah, he's coming back. I think it's the beginning of August, and this card's on July 9th, so you can't make it on there, unfortunately.
Damn. Who do you think's Nick's gonna fight? That's the question.
Fuck, man, I don't know. You have to. I would like to see him fight Conor McGregor.
Nick Diaz? Oh my God! No.
I think. Oh God. Conor is so done fighting everybody bigger than him.
No,
now.
he's even bigger than his brother.
I know.
That's too
He's
crazy.
like, I went out. I'll go back to
you
the
fuck with my brother. I'll fuck you up. What if they both submit his ass? That'll be crazy.
I know.
You know, if Conor, and I don't want to, if Conor was a smart man, he'd probably go train over there. He lives by there, from what I understand, like near that area. I mean, he should go train with those guys. They train with him, right?
Yeah,
and
but
make
I foresee a rematch with Nate Diaz in the future at 155, so I don't think they're going to train together.
You think so?
Yeah, he'll want to get that one back. He's that kind of guy. So,
well, he better not take it to the ground. Yeah, but what is he going to get? Any worse on the ground? No, he's going to get better. I say he goes trades with them still, even doesn't matter. or trains jiu-jitsu somewhere. I don't know where. But
well, he's got. I joke when I say he's got no ground game, but everybody he's fighting is so much higher than him that it still looks like a white belt versus obviously a black belt, a high level black belt at that.
Yep.
So we'll see, man. UFC 200. It's got to be huge. If UFC 100 was this epic of a card, you got to do something spectacular, and I think that involves some super fight between weight classes like that, Rafael dos Anjos versus Robbie Lawler. I'm excited to see that one. I can't say that I'm excited to see Rafael dos Anjos fight a bunch of people, but that one excites me.
Yeah.
I think he gets murdered by Robbie Lawler, but you never know. Anything can happen, right?
That's right.
We could put a jinx on him, too. Me,
out.
you, and the Magic 8 Ball.
That's right.
The curse. So we'll see what happens.
Mm-hmm.
And then as we're on this UFC 196 theme, the UFC got busted for paying famous people to tweet. So there were two professional athletes, Aaron Rodgers and Andre Drummond from the Detroit Pistons, tweeted the exact same thing after the fights. They said, 2 incredible fights tonight. Great night, Dana White. Cannot wait for the next pay-per-view. # UFC 196. What do you make of these shenanigans? Do you think the UFC even needed to do that?
No.
At this point, it's
no. But why are they paying? Or is it something they weren't aware of? Is it like publicists doing? How do you know they got paid though? Is it confirmed?
It's the same exact tweet. But you're not going to have 2 people that are professional athletes doing the same exact tweet.
What if
verbatim.
What if the person that's in charge of their Twitter account is the same person?
Could be, but
that would be incredibly stupid, by the way.
Either way, somebody got paid.
Yeah.
To do that. They're not doing that on their own. But I want to say that I read somewhere that Conor McGregor was the most searched athlete ever after UFC 196 in terms of Google searches.
Wow. Even more so than Ronda Rousey?
Yes.
Wow. Incredible. Wonder why.
Well, I mean, look at the pay-per-view buy rate, right?
Craziness. Yeah, it's weird. Something about that guy, right? He just kind of...
He's polarizing.
Yeah.
And he's bringing in, like, all of Ireland. Like, look at the amount of crazy that is brought. You thought Brazil was crazy. Then you see Ireland, like, holy fuck, look at this shit.
Totally nuts, man.
This is bananas.
They love their fighters.
We've never seen something like this. It's such a spectacle, and I hope it continues. And the other theme that's been trending around when you're talking about Conor McGregor, there's some sites were saying, with Conor losing at UFC 196, did that cost the UFC millions of dollars?
No.
From him losing?
No, but it's important for him to win the next one. If he doesn't win the next one, I think he's in big trouble. He's got to win. Like, there's no, it doesn't even matter who he fights. He needs to win his next fight, or this whole thing will go bye-bye. I mean, it only works because he talks shit and he wins. If he talks shit and doesn't win, that's a problem. I think only the Diaz brothers can pull that shit off. And,
maybe,
bringing the crazy. I don't know. I mean, or if you lose spectacularly, that's also okay.
I can appreciate that. Go out on your shield, right?
Yeah. No, I don't know. Maybe I'm wrong there, because Chuck Liddell was, all over the place, right?
Well, that's where I look at Brock Lesnar, though. He lost a whole bunch, and he still maintained his popularity. As long as you're, or Chael, not that Chael Sonnen is a needle mover, but he at least got people interested, regardless of who he's fighting, right?
Well, his
he
shtick was
talked
great.
it up, and that's the Diaz stick, right?
Yeah.
Like, motherfucker, people want to see that kind of shit, and we'll pay for it. It doesn't. I don't know if it always matters if you're winning or losing, as long as you're entertaining.
Yeah.
You know.
Well, it seems to me that both guys kind of decided, Diaz and Nate and McGregor pre-fight, they were just gonna go at each other. Because they both knew. It was like, listen, man, the more we do this shit, the more money. Because right after, it's like, hey, whatever. Then you know it's not real. When it's real is when, like, the Ronda Rousey Misha Tate, like, fuck you. I'm not touching, I'm not shaking your fucking hand, you
that's
cunt.
psychopath versus...
That's real. That shit, other shit was fabricated, and so many times that happens. Like in MMA, they get us, right? And you're like, fuck.
I buy into it all the time. It's like, well... Along those lines, is this Jones Cormier fake or real then?
I think it's real. I do. Yeah, I think it's real. But
they're ready to fist fight like in a parking lot.
Yeah, I think it's real. And all the interviews they keep doing with it, it's just they set up this awkward, weird shit between the two of them, and it just like creates like this strange like, I don't know, aggro-ness, between the two of them. And I don't think you can fake that for that long. No. I think it just,
Did you see the one where they had Joe Rogan doing it? They had Rogan in the middle.
Oh, yeah.
They were, Cormier
they were sitting.
Jones on the other side.
That's what I'm talking about. Yes. It's awkward interview.
And Rogan's just kind of,
just waiting. He's like, if something happens, I'm stepping back.
I'm not going to get in between. I might get out of the way.
Yeah. So, I don't know. Well, I mean, there's always good blood, bad blood, fake blood.
Either way, it all sells. And
let there be blood.
Like the water is rising again. It's like we're in this renaissance of MMA. Brock Lesnar brought that renaissance back. And then when he went out, it's like all the GSP went out. And now we got the new blood coming in. And hopefully it continues. I don't see it going away. I think we're just going to ride this wave.
Oh, yeah. I
and
hope so. Through the summer. And then hopefully we'll keep it going.
And then speaking of Conor McGregor, let's talk about the reaction because, we saw Ronda Rousey lose, and, she was undefeated at the time. She loses, and just the amount of hate and shit that went at her was unprecedented. We've never seen it. And then Conor McGregor loses now. What was the reaction from everybody? Was it to the level of Ronda, or where was it at?
No, I'd say it was a significantly less. He still got a lot of shit from people. So obviously, he's a loud little guy, right? But I don't think he was cunty in his approach. Although I think he rubbed you the wrong way in this Diaz thing.
The punch.
Yeah, that was bad.
And a lot of people were okay with that. And I'd still say that's a problem. You can't make because. This is my point. What if he injures Diaz at that point? What if he broke his hand?
What are you gonna do
then we don't have an epic fight.
Yeah.
And then we all lose out on that.
It's terrible. Yeah. We don't want to do that. You get paid to fight on fight night, not before, right?
So that's what I'm saying. A push, a slap.
Yeah.
Maybe a slap to the
slap.
face.
He's cool with
I'm okay with a face slap.
That's fine.
Just saying.
Slap each other. Bitch slap's cool.
Yeah,
not a punch.
We'll get a slap.
No, I think overall, I mean, he got his deserved, like haha kind of thing, but it wasn't like. I mean, for Rousey, it's still going on. Like, you sent me some shit with the
sent you shit all the time.
Pictures of her being all fat and stuff and crazy, and you're going, damn, dude, this is like never ending.
It's so mean. So, and I think that's when I finally grew up I think that's when I became an adult, when I saw how mean everybody was to her. I was wow. I get it. Some of it's warranted, but in Conor's case, it seems... The hate he's getting is very lighthearted. It's almost just like, hey, let's just goof around with it. There's not this mean intention or hate behind it. It's not hate. It's just, guy, he talking a lot of shit. Let's do this, do that, and hello, darkness, my old friend. That was a good one. That one was my favorite. And him and Ito Pertal goofing around.
Yes. Well, I mean, He gets what he gives, right?
Yeah,
so
he takes some, he gives some.
You do.
All that kind of stuff.
Seems like he's handling it well.
Yeah. And he says he's not going to change who he is. He's going to still be brash, and he should be. I mean, if that's who you are, just be it.
Yep.
And with him, it's authentic. It's like a Diaz, brother. You're authentic.
Mm-hmm.
And a lot of these guys, and that goes to the Jon Jones, right? When he initially comes out and trying to... be this, I don't know what you want to call him.
Squeaky clean.
Yeah.
Mr.
That's not like you.
like preacher man / world saving,
Yeah.
fighting babies.
I'm a superhero, fucking stopping
chasing down
crime and
burglars.
then kicking the shit out of
Yes.
someone for a championship.
It's crazy.
And what are you doing?
Yes, just be you. I mean, I think there's plenty of room in this game for people to be, fucked up and be perfect and be all kinds of things as long as you're you, right?
Yeah.
So
Just be yourself.
right.
And if you need to amp it up a little bit, go ahead.
Sure.
You need to coke it up a little bit.
Let's go ahead.
I don't know about that. I'm just-
No, because I think for me the big turning point for GSP and really starting to like him a lot was when he was on the Rogan podcast just talking about aliens and shit. I'm like, this guy's fucking crazy. Like I understand now. Like it's not that he's an arrogant prick. He's just he's a lunatic.
He's OCD.
He's crazy. Yeah.
There's like an exponential level.
Oh yeah. And he takes the aliens and everything else along with it, and you're like, okay, I get it. Now I know why he's so good, and now I know why he seems so like shitty sometimes. But that's just him. So if Jones needs to do the fucking Rogan podcast, that's what.
I think that's you
great.
got a little taste of that with like that Ariel Helwani walk in the park kind of shit.
Totally
And
fake.
He's not. He's totally real.
Okay.
But that goes back to Rogan's point of view. You need to really get people to sit down for a few hours and talk so you can understand who these people are versus these 5-minute little segments on a talk show here or an interview there where you can't get a good feel who the person is. You need hours of them speaking.
Sure.
And with no one else around, so they have to be themselves. You can't
fake it for 3 hours.
No, 3 hours, the real you's coming
3
out.
hours.
You can only fake it for
Especially Rogan.
10
He's
minutes.
so good at just like, he keeps like drawing and drawing and
you want to
drawing.
smoke some weed?
Let's get high.
Like, oh yeah. Oh wait, all right.
Yeah. So I haven't listened to his podcast in a while, so probably a good thing.
Take it in doses here
Yeah.
and there. Doses.
Know your doses.
That's right.
Know your drugs.
So speaking of weight classes, we were talking about before, like people moving up and down. Jim Edwards tweeted out, there's 2 fighters, Ross Pearson and Chad Laprise, if I get the last name right. They were both supposed to fight this upcoming weekend, and their fighters pulled out. They're both at 155. They're moving up to 170, so they don't have to cut weight. And he said, wouldn't it be cool if more fighters do this? And I was like, yeah, we kind of talk about that. It would be cool. Look at Conor McGregor. I don't know if we're going to consider him the trendsetter for moving up and just taking a shot, see what happens. But do you think we're going to get more of this? It kind of seems like we're getting that because look at now. Rafael dos Anjos. I want to go up and fight Lala.
Yeah. Well, I wonder if a lot of it has to do with the fighters feeling pressured to stay in their weight division.
Why would they feel that,
to go towards the belt? Because that's been like the thing. And then now Conor's like, it's kind of set a precedent to go, look at this. This fight wasn't for anything. It was just a fight. And look,
fun.
Look how much fucking money they made.
Fun.
Like seriously.
Serious.
At the end of the day, they're prize fighters. They're here to make money. I mean, sure, they all want to be the belt, right? Whatever. But at the end of the day, they're prize fighters. They want to get paid. So if the fight is not for the belt and it's a weight class or 2 above and they want that fight, why not do it? Do it. And then for us as the fans, we're like, yes.
It opens up so much many more options that we didn't have. When you look at a division, and say it was heavyweight per se, the thinnest, I don't know how many fighters there are now. It's in the 30s.
Not that many, yeah.
But, okay, take a Jon Jones who says he wants to move up to heavyweight. Like, oh, man. Jon Jones at heavyweight? Okay, well, what if he fights Cain Velasquez? What if he fights Fabricio Verdum?
Right. Well, he fought Cormier and manhandled him. I mean, I know that was at 205, but Cormier didn't weigh no 205
like,
at the fight.
I want to see different shit. Like, you can only fight so many people in your weight class, and then you got to go through them again. I don't want to see the 2s or the 3s.
No.
Move up, move down. Well, I don't want you to move down. Move up.
Down is bad.
Down is bad.
Don't
That
do
just
down.
means you're cutting more weight. Just move up. Fun fights. I think that's at the end of the day what we want.
Yeah,
right?
we want spectacle. Give us what we want. Give us what we want!
God damn it.
Yes. Speaking of spectacle,
You give it to me, Yingo.
did you know that Kimbo Slice and Ken Shamrock both failed their pre-fight drug test screenings?
I find this so hard to believe. For Bellator 149.
Who would have thunk it?
It was in Texas, and it was the Texas Department of Licensing and Regulation. Did you know what the typical suspension is? It's 90 days and a $5,000
just reading
fine.
right here.
I love this.
And apparently they're not releasing what exactly they failed.
No.
They're not saying.
And that's unfortunate. But I thought, well, here's the thing, too. Kimbo Slice's fight got ruled a no contest now over at Dada 5000 because of the positive test.
Ooh.
Not that fucking matters.
Ooh.
Doesn't matter.
Like his record means anything.
I'm just surprised that they even got tested. I thought we were fighting on an Indian reservation.
Yeah.
Or how do you not have your shit together? If you're Ken Shamrock, you've been popped for steroids in the past. You're 52 for fuck's sake. Don't you know when to cycle on and cycle off? And it's all alleged right now because they're not going to release it because I think there's some litigation pending.
Mm-hmm.
So that's why.
Maybe he got one of those blue vials. You know, he needs
the Anderson Silva
for his thingy.
Dick card.
Yeah, the dick pills or whatever, dick juice.
It's just weird.
Yeah, well, you know.
And I don't even care. That's the thing.
Care.
It's like whatever. At least we're fighting in an organization or a state that you're only going to get a $5,000 fine and a 90-day suspension.
Perfect.
That I'm totally okay with.
Well, that's probably why they didn't give a shit. They're like, what's $5,000?
What are you going to do?
90 days?
They probably.
I'm going to fight for 90 days anyway.
I'm juicing to the fucking eyeballs until the day.
Yeah.
I might even shoot up that day. I want to need a little extra something.
5,000 and 90-day suspension.
Okay, I'm going to double up today.
Triple. He's like Vitor Belfort level. 2,500 to free testosterone.
What's the safe level? I want double.
I don't know. It's probably like 800 or 900.
Yeah, I think the high end of the range is 12. You don't want to be over 12.
Oh,
when you're over 12, it's crazy. And that's Vitor was 15.
Okay.
1,500.
I will kill you. Yeah. So that's funny. Want me to keep going?
Sure, let's bring it down to that.
I got a quick one. Shogun out, Glover in versus Rashad at UFC on Fox 19. Does anyone care?
I was just going to say, I don't care.
Sorry.
I don't even know if there was a time where I'd ever care about that.
Because, like, we did this already, didn't we?
Who?
Shogun and Rashad, Glover and Rashad? No, I mean Glover and Rampage, sorry. There's like, we didn't do this yet. But I don't see this going very differently.
I don't even care. Moving right along.
All right.
Chris Leben.
Oh, please. All right.
That was so sad. He was supposed to come back and have a fight in Bellator.
Mm-hmm.
And then he had an EKG, and it said one of the ventricles in his heart was only pumping 18% of the blood through that it should be. Like, oh, that's weird. I feel the best that I ever have. Why now? So then one of the doctors is saying, you might need to get a heart transplant.
Transplant?
Yeah, another one was saying you might not need one, but you gotta scale some shit way back, take this medication. So
definitely no UFC fighting, or MMA fighting, or Bellator fighting.
Is it UFC or MMA?
I fight UFC, Matt.
Goddamn right. It's only
I train UFC.
I train Bellators.
Nice.
But he also said he blew his thyroid out from cutting weight. So he's on meds for that. And
wow.
He's actually clean and sober now because here's another guy that had a prescription painkiller issue. And we talked about that in that Prescription Thugs documentary. That was the reason that he got sick before the Brian Stan fight. It wasn't because he ate all those gummy bears. It was because he was having withdrawal symptoms from prescription painkillers. But like, fuck. He said, I guess, just burning the candle at both ends, you know, training so hard and on all that shit, and the heart just cannot keep up with all this. And I think he also had an uncle that had a heart condition too, so he's got some genetic issues. So hopefully he can get it all worked out. I don't know. Do you want to see him back? I was kind of excited.
Yeah, I mean, I would have liked to see
Bellator fight.
I didn't like how he went out. So, I'm concerned for his safety, and even more so now. I think maybe it's time to reassess and take a step back and be like, okay, do I really need to do this? So I know he's got financial issues, and that's a huge burden on somebody. I don't think he has the money for all this shit that's going on, and now he's not able to earn a living, you know, in the way that he's used to. So it's kind of sad. Yet another reason why the fighters need to have a union that takes care of them and prevents, hopefully, this type of stuff from getting out of control like this, you know. So
or like something to take care of them after they're done with the sport,
Insurance for life or something. Yeah.
Some sort of, I don't know if it's a pension, but
Yeah.
you need something, because I'm gonna look at other sports and you have all these guys that are multi-millionaires, and even them, they fuck up and get out of the sport and they have no money.
Yep.
And I think MMA probably needs it more than any other sport there is.
Sure.
They're all fucking still working, so.
Yep.
Moving right along.
Thanks for bringing us down, Matt.
I got to bring it down, and then I'll bring it up and or down again.
Please.
Ronda Rousey won't play as herself in EA UFC 2.
Nice. Why not?
She says, I don't like being not as in control of my body as I should be. What? Wouldn't you want to play as yourself?
AKA she sucks at video games.
Or AKA she's so mentally weak, or she just wants to be, maybe she's just Holly Holm beating the shit out of herself. Like, fuck that Ronda Rousey, bitch. I want to knock her the fuck out. Head kick, left head kick, bitch. I don't know.
She's like crying the whole time she's playing. She's like,
ah! In the fetal position.
Yeah.
Oh,
Kicking her own ass
my
with
own
Holly
ass.
Holm.
It's gotta be, she is, oh my God,
She's out
I'm
there.
worried for her.
I did see the Entourage movie a few days ago, and I actually kind of liked it. I thought she was pretty cool in the movie.
How was the acting skill? Give me a rating, 1 to 10. How's she doing?
6.5, 7. She's in there. But
Is that just because she has tits, or?
No, I think, well, it was because her part was like tiny, but
She said one word.
no,
Hi.
she said a few words. She was like okay, and the acting part, so. But I'm a big Entourage fan. I never saw the movie. I used to watch the show. The movie is just like a longer show, like an episode of the show. But she was good in it. I thought it was okay. Looking pretty hot, kind of thing. But she's a head case, man. What are you gonna do? She's a little out there.
I don't know.
She's a little crazy.
We will see.
Maybe Travis Brown tame that.
I don't know. She might be pregnant for all we know.
Babies, they big babies. Imagine like a
Super
big
babies.
old freaking like. He's from Hawaii, right? Hawaiian.
Think so.
With a fucking like super athlete type, just combo, both super athletic and built and.
Oh my God. Yeah,
The gene
grandma's
pool-
fucking armbarring you.
The gene pool is gonna be insane. So
Grandma won't stop armbarring me.
Yes.
Mom won't stop armbarring me. What the fuck?
exactly.
It'll all work out, kid. You're destined to be a champion of something.
Yes. Can I tell you about this?
Sure.
In other news, Paige VanZant, Dancing with the Stars, current contestant. Pretty interesting.
That posted picture?
Oh, yes, I have the picture. Do I need to email this to you? Do you have it?
Probably.
I'll send it over.
I'll remember.
She looks pretty hot. I'm not a big fan
It's all
of
yours.
the skinny, like,
115, 21.
Yeah.
No interest.
Yeah, I mean, it's like, I remember when we first time we met Felice, I was like, Herring. I was
Oh
like,
my God.
I was like,
what are you, 80
wow,
pounds?
you're like so tiny. Oh my God. You can probably kill me, but still, I'm like, you're so small.
Yeah.
Like, I feel like I could just like grab you with one hand and throw you around. Like
That was so weird because we were getting ready. Were we done with Krav Maga or what? Because her dad was one of our instructors for Krav Maga. And
she was coming
she was
in as we
there.
were leaving. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
It was weird. I'm like, God damn, you're right. She is small.
Tiny. Super tiny. So, yeah.
5'2" or
my
something.
thing.
I don't know what it.
Yeah. So that'll be cool. I think I'd like to see more of that. So more athletes from MMA cross over into other things.
Yeah, they were doing stuff. Randy Couture was on that lip sync battle the other day. My family was watching that, and I
How was
looked
he?
at fucking horrible.
As expected.
Like,
Of
what
course.
are you doing?
Yes.
He couldn't do the two things. It's like rubbing your
Dance and
head
sing?
and
Oh,
patting
yeah.
your stomach.
Yeah.
He couldn't lip sync and dance at the same time
Tough.
because he's trying to remember a routine and then can't do the lip
Right.
syncing at the same time.
Right. That makes sense.
He might be a little punch drunk. So.
Could be.
And he's a little bit older.
Is he still on the juice?
It didn't look like it.
No.
He laid off a little bit,
Okay.
but that was weird. And then you had Jon. Did you know Jon Jones signs titties?
No.
In case you're interested, I will show you.
Oh, man titties?
Yeah.
That's fucked up. Don't do that, man. That's not
What?
good.
Yeah, but Jon Jones ain't afraid. He looked
Like-
happy.
Like, you want me to sign your titties? Like, fuck no. I'm not signing your titties. It's crazy.
So we got that going on. And then I don't know if it was John that tweeted out this picture of Deadpool painting over Cormier in their UFC 197 image.
Oh, nice.
That was pretty cool.
Yeah, I like that one.
I don't know if that was him or whoever did that, but I'll post that up there. And credit to whoever did that. You got anything else news-wise?
Do I?
I got one last thing. And
No, I was going to talk to you about the event coming up, but no, I'm good.
got the USADA random drug testing watch. They finally updated their fucking website. We have 388 total tests, 262 athletes tested, 5.7 tests per day. Anderson Silva leading the pack with 9. Conor McGregor, Anthony Johnson both tied for second with 5. And Jon Jones got his first random drug test of the year. We're only in fucking March. And he got tested once.
Yes.
Great. The guy that's been powerlifting, it looks like a different animal right now.
I think he'll get tested more as the fight approaches. I have a feeling.
I just hope this whole nonsense stops. We were talking about Anderson Silva. How would you like to be tested every week? Like,
Crazy.
come on. Like, it's almost to the point they're trying to find their Lance Armstrong right now. We got to find a martyr to prove this program works and just vilify somebody in the process. Just stop. If you want to do some, fine, but 9 times, literally 9.
That's a lot. That's like every other week.
But fucking come on.
Yeah.
Do you want to be given blood if you're an MMA fighter all the time?
No. But are they just blood or are they
like, okay, I'm gonna, because when they take blood, you're not supposed to do anything with that arm for the rest of the day. So are you just gonna keep fucking people up?
Yeah. But do they always do blood? Do you know what they do? Do they?
Yeah, it's blood, urine, everything.
Oh wow.
Maybe even semen.
Give me all your fluids.
Give me your some
take
feces.
a shit in this, spooge in this, piss in that, and give me some blood.
Yeah.
And spit in this one.
4.
What else is there? Boogers? I don't
Whatever.
know.
Just give me anything you got.
Anything liquid that comes out of your body, let's go.
It's so gross.
Yeah.
I'll give you my ridiculous thought of the day.
Okay.
I think Bellator MMA should change their name to Skeletor MMA.
I like it.
I'm such a retard. I was laughing so hard when I had that thought the other day. I wrote it down. I'm like, could you imagine if it was Skeletor MMA?
Do they have to have like a He-Man thing?
Versus He-Man and Mermaid and Beastmaster and I don't know who the chick was, She-Ra. See?
Yeah.
I'm a retard.
It's all good.
Moving right along, here you go. UFC Fight Night. 8,063,000.
We got the Frank Mir versus the Mark Hunt. Frank's talking shit this week talking about like he's working his knee bars and all this shit and
you better tap.
Yeah, like Hunt's gonna have to decide whether he wants to continue a career or end his career because he's got hip power and he's gonna put everything he has into it.
Well, Mark is very susceptible to arm submissions.
Yes.
That's pretty much. I think he's got 6 submission losses, and every single one of them involved his arm.
Yeah.
Via arm bar, Kimura, key lock.
Yeah. But you know one thing about Mir, and maybe I'm remembering it wrong, it wouldn't be the first time, but I feel like his opponents dictate where the fight goes a lot of times. So if they want to play stand-up, he'll play stand-up. If they want to play ground game, he'll play ground game. So as long as you're not playing the ground game with him, because Nogueira wanted to play the ground game, I think. So
I think he dropped him.
Oh, yeah.
And then it went to the ground, and he thought he was going to lock up a submission, and it didn't work out, and he reversed it, and then he locked his, and the girl was like, whatever. Okay.
Break that shit. Yeah. So, if it stays standing, I like Mark Hunt's chances. I'll definitely tune in for this one. Check it out. I think that's next Sunday, isn't it? Check it out, see what's up.
Mark Hunt. I like his chances.
Yeah, me too. But I'm going to have to go ahead and say I think Mir will win via submission victory.
There you go.
Yeah.
I'm going Mark Hunt. We're not going deep. And then you also have Hector Lombard and Neil Magny with a 10-year age discrepancy. And Hector Lombard coming back from drug suspension.
That's some shit.
That'll be interesting to see what his body looks like.
Neil has been has trained with Damian Maia, so perhaps, he'll have some better ground skills.
Submit him.
Would that be something? Yeah, well. The last guy that impressed me against Lombard was really Alan Belcher with his whole oh, you want to play your game? Oh, no.
Paul You're getting too far ahead of yourself.
Yes, I am. My brain is
playing footsies with Usmar. He almost twisted him.
That's right.
It was good times.
Why is my brain not working? Is it because it's late?
Yeah, because you hit the 11:30 mark. I think at 11:30 you turn into a pumpkin.
Oh shit, it's not working. I'm not gonna say
brain
anything
just
else.
goes right to shit.
Yes.
Boom.
It is 11:30.
It'll all work out. Let's get in the astronauts.
I've been doing that a lot. I think my brain's broken. It's broken.
Yes, it is. I'm not even saying it.
It's like, okay.
So this week, here we go. So Jon Anik said he would get a 209 tattoo if Nate Diaz beat Conor McGregor. And obviously Nate beat Conor McGregor. And Jon went through with it. And, well, he was also getting pressure from Nate at the press conference where Nate said something along the lines like, Anik better get a motherfucking 209 tattoo. I'm going to slap his silly ass or something along those lines. So he actually went through with it and got a tattoo on his forearm, the 209. So does that make Jon Anik a man of his word or a bitch for getting it? I'm not sure.
I'd say he's a man of his word.
Okay. I think he's somewhere in between. He's like half and half. I feel like that's a fear tattoo.
Could be.
I mean, at least he got it, but if you say you're going to do something, you got to do something.
Mm-hmm.
But I feel within a year...
You didn't have to make it so big.
I feel like within a year, he's going to get that shit laser removed.
It's huge.
I'm just saying. That's a fear tattoo, but you also should watch your mouth and not say crazy shit.
Mm-hmm.
But
maybe he's like me. His brain went to shit after a certain time. He started spewing shit out.
Turns into a pumpkin?
Yeah. Things that happens.
And then, who would you rather have as a coach? Edmond Traverdyan or Bryan Carraway?
Oh, God. I'll take Carraway.
I agree.
Yeah.
I want nothing to do with Edmond.
No, thank you.
There's a rumor that Chael Sonnen is going to come back and have a fight in the UFC in July. Who would you like to see him fight if he comes back? It would have to be at 205.
I was going to say.
Because he ain't going to make no 185s at this date and time.
Chael Sonnen at 205. I don't know. That's a great question. 205? Who the hell
Anthony Rumble Johnson.
Oh, my God.
Is who I want to see him fight.
Don't do that.
Why? Because he might actually be able to beat him. If he can avoid him that first round and then wrestle fuck him, I don't know if he could take Rumble down. I don't know.
Well, Koscheck did, right?
Or Cormier.
Cormier, yeah. These are all good ideas.
We'll see.
I'm not sure. What is he being off for 2 years now? How long?
Yeah, 2.
Is he like 50? How old is he? How old is he?
Probably in his 40s.
Okay.
That'll work out.
Sure.
Eighth Wall on Twitter asks, what excuse will Conor McGregor and Dana White use to avoid fighting Frankie Edgar? # McChicken.
I like it. McChicken.
We kind of talked about that. They're already laying the groundwork for it. His coach saying that, Josie Aldo probably makes the most sense because the first fight was very unsatisfying the way they got finished, and he really needs a win, right? So I really don't think he's ever going to fight Frankie Edgar. There's always going to be a way.
Yeah. I think that's a tough one. The smart move is to stay away from that guy.
He whines too fucking much.
Yeah.
Just stop the whining.
Yeah,
it's just nonstop. Mm-hmm. Will Misha just imitate Holly's style when she fights Ronda, since her own style failed twice?
No. But I will say that perhaps Misha has learned her lesson not to engage a counter striker / jiu-jitsu player, whatever you want, judo player, whatever you want to call her. So maybe she plays it less in your face against Ronda and maybe does better.
I don't think she can.
No?
I think there's that...
They're both just like...
we just run across the cage, the casting gun style.
Yes.
Because there's that hate. I feel that was the difference in this Holly fight. You didn't have the hate. You had a mutual respect, so she could approach it with a measured response. And I feel if she's going to fight Ronda just gets in her head to the point where she's always, fuck you, you stupid bitch. I fucking hate you. I only know one way to deal with that. That's head on. Smack. And that doesn't work out. Which would be more devastating to their career? Ronda's second consecutive loss or Conor's second consecutive loss?
Oh, geez, man. That's equally bad, I think. Wow. I think Conor bounces back and Rousey's done.
Well, yeah, to their career, I think it's a career ender for Rousey for sure. I think Conor is mentally tough. I mean, you saw that right after. I think all these champions, pretty much everybody that took a loss, like we talked about, from Conor taking it right away was like, fucking A, I lost. Sage Northcutt at fucking 19 was able to handle his loss, his first loss.
Yep.
Holly Holm, all of them. Just Ronda can't handle the loss. So I think mentally she would be so checked out. And think about it from a movie standpoint too. Does that kill her movie career to take 2? I don't know. Gina took that brutal one to Cyborg, but it's like, fuck it, I'm out.
Yeah. Gina's also a lot better looking though, so you have that going.
True.
And she was an American wasn't she on the Gladiator show, right? So there's a whole.
She was thick.
Yeah, there's a whole nother level of like.
She missed weight like at least 3 times, by the way, too.
That's that, European in her.
And then the follow-up question was, will we see both lose twice in a row?
If Conor fights Frankie Edgar, I think he loses. But anybody else in the featherweight division, I think I'm cool with him betting money on him to win. Now, any other weight class depends, but I think he'll win his next one.
Depends. If he fights Aldo, I think he wins. Edgar, I think he loses. Mendez, I think he loses. Mendez with a training camp.
Oh yeah,
that's
different story, right?
Yeah. Holloway he beats.
I think Ronda definitely loses.
It depends who she fights. If she fights Holm, I think she loses again. If she fights Tate, I think she wins. But it depends how the UFC wants to play that one. I don't know. Because there also is that rumor that maybe you have Tate and Holm rematch at UFC 200. I mean, I think that's what everyone's obviously in Holm's camp is pushing for. I don't know for Tate. Yeah. Tate's camp seems like they want to fight Amanda Nunes next, but that ain't going to happen. You're going to have to fight either a Holm or a Rousey.
Yeah.
Andrew Lara asks, Ronda is back training again. Do you guys think she can rebound? Also, do you guys think she should switch up coaches? If so, what camp would be a good fit for her?
Yes.
She can rebound. She should switch coaches.
Greg Jackson's academy.
She can't go there, though.
Oh, yeah.
There's a Holly Holm.
Oh, yeah. Oh.
TriStar, I think. TriStar would be the place because GSP.
I think they fight again. I was going to say that's the other one. TriStar.
Because you got to look at, so GSP loses to Matt Serra, so he has to eat some fucking humble pie. And then look at him, how he came back. He didn't lose. He went out on a win streak.
5 years?
Right.
How long was it? 6?
So he could help Ronda, 1, learn how to deal with a fucking loss. 2, learn how to be a respectable champion. And then you have Faraz Sahabi working with you. You work with Rory McDonald also, which would be extremely helpful. Then you want to talk about training partners. There's a good place to have some good training partners.
Are those really the only 2 camps now we're talking about these days? It seems like we keep going back to those 2.
Well,
it's like North and South.
That's where I would
What about the West and East Coast? No one ever talks about.
There are some, but I mean, for a high-level athlete, you got to go one or the other.
Yeah. Florida still has the Black Zillions. Is that still a thing?
That's there. You could go American Top Team. You could go Rufus Sport, but it's like they seem to have some issues.
East Coast has what? Like
you go Sarah Luongo.
Yeah. West Coast.
AKA.
Yeah. Huh. Those are like the 2 schools, I think. Yeah. Yeah, I was thinking Greg Jackson just because of the mental game, but I totally forgot that.
Yeah, I ain't gonna.
I thought she was more like towards like
there,
Winklejohn kind of more direction. I don't know if they split at all down the middle at all, because I know obviously their camp has had fighters fight before, and about to happen again. So
I mean with Arlovsky and Overeem, which is weird because it sounded like Winklejohn's going to corner Arlovsky.
Interesting.
Just because he was there before Overeem, but when you look back at that Jon Jones versus Rashad Evans, everyone just stepped away.
Right.
Curious.
Maybe they learned their lesson from all that, and they have a system now.
Yeah.
So
we got to stick with our guy.
Yeah.
All right. Gills McGregor. Would a rematch between Conor and Nate with both a full camp at 155 generate more pay-per-view and interest than new opponents for both fighters?
You brought that up earlier. That's a great question. I don't know.
Would it beat this one?
Maybe I always think the first is always the best. The sequels are never live up to the hype. So does it really? Can it? Does it? Will it? I don't know.
I think it depends on the supporting cast at that point.
Yeah.
Like, who else do you put on that card? It's going to do 1 million, but I agree. I don't think it does 1.5.
No.
It doesn't. It's not as big. No. You already saw it. You do need something new, something unique.
Yeah.
I mean, you'll get a consistent number, but
Conor versus Nick, different story.
Right. That's 2 million.
That's right.
2 million. Here you go, billion? Fuck yeah.
Billion.
And then he's got to follow up. He says, also, if Conor and Nate fought 10 times, who would win the most? And then he said, as a Conor fan from the early days, it's a 7 out of 10 wins for Conor, purely based on the fact that Conor is a more creative fighter, and his intelligence, according to fighting, will make him adjust the errors he made faster than Nate Diaz can smoke a blunt. That's my opinion, though. Don't hate.
I would say it's 8, maybe 9 times out of 10, Nate takes that shit. Dude, he's got a chin of fucking granite, and Conor will run out of gas every time and get frustrated. And the ground is like a shark and a fucking like minnow. I mean, the stand-up Nate he's got boxing. That's how he beat him. I mean, you had that Jack Stack breakdown, right?
Literally, what could he do different?
Nothing.
I mean, if Nate has the cardio and Nate has the ground game.
Yeah. He was not even cardioed up for this fight. Imagine a Nate who's cardioed up.
Right. That is a Nate drinking fucking Mai Tais on the beach.
Yes. So he's even more active, more crazy boxing. Right. And both Diaz brothers have always had great boxing. You know, they don't throw a lot of kicks and shit, but they don't need to. It's like the BJ Penn thing. They box and they're good on the ground. So whatever, we don't care.
Yeah, then he's all in whatever. That's
exactly.
his favorite word, I think.
Yeah.
Nate's.
Yeah. So yeah, I don't agree with you there. 7 out of 10, no chance. Maybe 50-50, but no. I
think it's high 80. I'd even say it's 90%.
Yeah.
Nate's gonna win that fight.
Sure.
And then that's even if Nate comes back to the sport, because Dana was saying he made millions of dollars. He might be done fighting.
Fucking done, man.
He said he's gonna go buy a fucking yacht at this point.
Well, don't do that, dude. Just put that money in the bank.
Split some. Give your money, some of that money to your brother, and stay hungry, my friend.
Yes.
Rent that Arnold Schwarzenegger movie. Don't ever be satisfied. So as we go into this last part, I want to play a game with you. Okay. We'll do a little fighter name association. So I'm going to name a fighter, and you give me the first word or phrase that comes to mind.
Close my eyes for this.
You ready?
Ready.
Yeah, I know your brain is shit, but
it's fucked up right now.
Bring it back.
Okay.
Ronda Rousey.
Baby.
Miesha Tate.
Cunty.
There we go. Holly Holm.
Amazing.
Conor McGregor.
Polarizing.
Nate Diaz.
Motherfucker.
Jon Jones.
Yeah. I
he was going to say something, but he didn't say it.
I'm going to keep it quiet. No comment.
You can say cocksucker or something
bad. Along those lines. I'm going to keep it quiet.
Okay.
Yeah.
You pass. Vanderlei Silva.
What happened? I don't know. That's not one word, but
no, it's fine. It can be a phrase. BJ Penn.
Seriously.
Chuck Liddell.
Lost his mind.
The last one, Brock Lesnar.
No chance. Yep.
There we go.
That's good. I like that.
Sweet. We'll play that game.
Yeah.
Moving right along.
I feel like my mind has been melted.
See?
Yeah, my brain is shit right now.
Knowledge.
It's like a combo of like the beer, the lack of eating.
And the time change. Maybe like, you're double fucked because you're past midnight. Maybe midnight is your zone.
It could be.
Your brain.
It could be. You know, I feel like it's a sweet spot. Like if I eat too much before I come here, then I'm like, all that blood is in my stomach and my brain's not working. If I don't eat enough, like right now, all I'm thinking about is eating for the last half hour. I'm like, I'm so hungry.
Well, I did a meal replacement shake.
That's a good plan.
So
Okay.
I chugged one of those at, I don't know what time it was. It might have been 8 o'clock.
Okay, right before.
Yep.
So it's like light, but gives you nutrition. Okay, I'm gonna try that. That's a good plan. So, got any knowledge?
Yes. So this week I've been playing chess because my 10-year-old daughter is in a chess club and she's in some tournament and she won her first game, so she's all pumped up and like, oh, I'd like to play some more chess. I said, okay, I haven't played in fucking since I was your age, maybe 30 years. So broke out the chessboard and it's fun playing with a 10-year-old just to see how do they react to certain situations and see what their mindset is. And then you're trying to teach and relearn the game and oh, you can do this. Oh, your pawn goes across the board. Your pawn can become anything now. The queen. So I'm trying to put my pieces in positions just to see what her response is going to be, to see what she does. And then at certain points, I can see what I'm doing and know that she's going to bite on a certain move. So I'm like, okay, let's stop. Let me take a picture of the board right now so that I can play out whatever's going to go. And she's actually beat me once out of, I don't know how many times we played so far.
Impressive.
But then I like to do these learning situations. You take the picture and then sometimes I flip the board around and let her play as me.
Ooh, that's cool.
Or I'm like, hey, okay, this is the move you did. Let's try, don't do that move, try this one. Play a little more aggressive because she likes to play too defensively.
Of course, yeah.
Keeps her queen in. I don't have all the best strategies. I'm just giving her thoughts that, hey, try this, try that, try some different shit. Just let's get some games in. The more you play, the better you're going to get. And it's neat because I haven't played it and I didn't realize how much fun it would be just her and I sitting down like, let's grind it out. Let's see. Let's go. What do you got? What do you got? I'm going to try this game. I'm going to go real aggressive. I'm going to try this, that. But
chess is fun. Oh, yeah. I mean, it's a complicated game. I think the best chess players are the ones who can see like the 5, 6, 10 steps ahead and know what's going to happen and have everything worked out in case, because it isn't like this is my move. It's like this is my move and the next 6 already kind of thing.
And I think it's a big thing of you can't make a mistake. Because you see a lot of times like, she took my queen with a pawn. Ooh. Like, what the fuck? How did I do that? Like, well, my other daughter distracted me, was asking me a question, and I'm answering her, and then I made a move, and I'm trying to go back, and like I say, I know my queen's going. I'm like, fuck!
Dad, got you, Dad.
I almost lost my queen.
Screwed.
Damn it.
Yes.
So,
nice.
It's fun. Play chess with your kids.
Yeah.
See how that works out.
Yeah, just play with your kids in general, I see a lot of kids in my neighborhood, their parents never fucking come out of their house, ever.
Unless they're drunk.
Yeah, I'm like, what the fuck? Like, where are you? Where's everybody? They're just hanging out, and now that the weather's gotten nice, my wife is like always complaining because our house is like the hub, and all the kids are there, and there's her and the kids and no other parents. It's kind of like, what happened?
Or you take out some Roman candles.
Got blown shot.
And make those kids dance.
There you
Dance,
go.
motherfucker!
Dance. So, that's cool, man. I like to hear that you're playing chess. That's good. That's your brain. That's probably why your brain still works. Mine's fucked up.
Maybe. I don't know.
Or it's the beer. I don't know.
One of the two.
That's been this week's edition of My Nuts. This is my name is Waggle.
Matt Griffiths. Thanks for playing.
Big black dicks.
Dicks in your ass. Awesome for your